You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Yeah, it is. If you listen to Liam Cohen yesterday, he said the one thing he's disappointed about is not a lot of turnovers in these joint practices. Maybe got to get some hands on the football a little bit more. Well, the Jags did that last year in a big-time way. This from Daniel Griffiths. He writes about it actually today on actionsportsjax.com. And, I mean, look at the things. 107 passes defended. I don't think people talk about that stat very much, but it's almost like basketball. When you get deflections in basketball, coaches really like that. I don't really think fans care about it, but you're disrupting a lot of things, and obviously maybe even more impactful in football because it's an incomplete pass at a finality of a play. And then 22 interceptions, second in the league, obviously very good. So look, Foye Oluokun really had an unbelievable year in that category. I believe that was by far a career high, if I'm not mistaken. And Jordan Lewis did that in like a half a season, or maybe 2/3 of a season. The bottom one is not that surprising because there aren't too many teams in NFL history that have had 10 or fewer turnovers in a season. It was that bad a year prior for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they're kind of in their own swimming pool there to be able to create some history. But interestingly enough, we saw Travis Hunter make a nice play. Jarian Jones has been making some plays, but maybe more of them is something that's a bit disappointing to the coaching staff so far. Save them for the season.
Yeah, I mean, all it takes is one season to obviously turn things around, so maybe that gives the New York Jets a little more hope that they can do that.
Did you see that? Aaron Glenn said I did not handle the media well.
Yeah.
And mea culpa, perhaps, with the media. Might be not a bad idea to do that in the New York media. Anything good going on around the National Football League for teams like the Jets? I mean, are they still bumming, or I haven't heard a whisper out of New York, it feels like.
For the Jets?
Yeah.
Or the Giants? I mean, Jets, yeah, I haven't really heard much.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, I just think people kind of get what it is. It's going to take a couple of years. Got to find their quarterback and everything. So I assume expectations are pretty low, but I haven't heard anything about the Jets.
I've heard some decent things out of Miami, like where some of their young receivers are looking pretty good. But, I mean, obviously that's a depleted team as well, not high expectations.
I couldn't even name who's the receivers.
I don't know. I just saw that their young receivers were doing well. I don't know who they are.
I have no idea who they even have.
I think they.
Yeah, I'm sure they had to have. I have no idea who they have at that team. I mean, they got Malik Willis and Achane,
and that's it. They drafted. Well, they didn't draft them early because they drafted 2 picks: an offensive tackle and cornerback.
Okay.
So let's see who else they got just for the fun of it now. So we will know. They picked round 2, Jacob Rodriguez. That was interesting.
The linebacker. Yeah.
Caleb Douglas, wide receiver out of Texas Tech.
Okay.
Picked tight end out of Ohio State. Chris Bell out of Louisville. And that might have been it. Maybe the other receiver that they were talking about. Oh, no, Kevin Coleman out of Missouri. So, and that was with pick 30. He said, gosh, they had a ton of picks.
So they're liking all of them, though?
Oh, no, this was in each round. Okay.
Okay.
I just saw some, again, it was a very blanket statement that, hey, some of the young receivers, obviously, they got to replace Waddle. And where the hell is Tyreek Hill?
Rehabbing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's, because I'm not sure if he'd be ready to go for like halfway through the season.
Gosh, is he a forgotten guy in the NFL?
When you get hurt, man, you kind of go in limbo a little bit, even though, he obviously is very super dynamic and fast, but if you're an injury, teams kind of forget about you.
Just crazy that he was a headline guy no matter what, right? Like even if he was injured or off the field or whatever. I mean, just having heard Tyreek Hill's name, I haven't seen it on my timeline on social media in months, it feels like.
I can't look this up because I don't know what's up with my laptop, whatever. Is Tyler Lockett still a thing? Is he still a free agent or did he retire?
He might.
Because that's another guy where it's like, oh, yeah.
He looks like he's a free agent.
He's still playing.
Let me just double check.
Happy Montel Owens days until real football. Hey, there's a name, everybody.
24 of them, huh? 24 of them, right? Yeah, would be, right? Montel was 24?
Yep.
I don't know. Did he retire? He was with Tennessee last year, wasn't he? Oh, with the Raiders, too. On October 27, 2025, Lockett signed with the Raiders.
Okay.
And he's not with the team since. So
he's a free agent?
Officially retired, but
okay. Yeah, that's a guy. I mean,
he might have retired.
I feel like he's been around for a bit. But yeah, but I feel like if you retired, I would have
he hasn't officially announced his retirement. Yeah. Goes away fast, man, doesn't it?
Random.
Because, again, 3 years ago, Tyler Lockett, 2 years ago maybe, I don't know when it was.
He was a dude in
Tyler Lockett
Seattle.
Was still very much a thing.
He was very much the man in
underrated.
Seattle for a while. Even when you had DK, like Tyler Lockett would have his games as well.
Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about since we're on it, why not? Jaden Higgins, big news out of Houston that goes down with the ACL, which, again, like all the injury news of the Jags, that's the thing you don't want. Like, that's the one where you say, hey, done for the year. That's the worst possible kind of injury where you know you're going to lose a guy for the season. It happens, but at least knock on wood, the Jags can say we're beat up, we're banged up. We'll see you in a few weeks. Hopefully we'll have everybody back by September 13th. Like, that's the first hurdle. Yeah, you want everybody playing with continuity and chemistry and getting the reps in, but you want everybody on at least the first week, or maybe it's the second week in some cases, like a Cole Van Lanen or maybe even a McCary. But I think at least the Jags are better situated there. Houston's banged up, apparently, like all across the board, because Tank Dell's trying to come back, right? But not fully back.
No? I thought he was.
I heard he was. I heard they don't expect him fully back.
Okay.
Is what I was reading a little bit yesterday. Obviously, Nico Collins they signed.
Yeah,
the deal.
they got Jalen Noel. But yeah, I mean, losing Higgins was because he's the big-bodied one, right?
Yeah.
Because it's both guys from Iowa State. Well, because there was
State.
Noel and Higgins. I think Higgins is the big-bodied one. Yeah, so especially a young receiver like that, where I'm sure they had expectations this season. Yeah, that's rough for Houston, where you're still on the, I feel like, back and forth to see if your quarterback is really the guy in C.J. Stroud too.
Yeah, that's the big deal, right? They got to give him all the help they can to see if he can have a good year. Here's the Texans wide receiver room: Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, ACL out for the year; Xavier Hutchinson, who's become a Bartram Trail kid. It's just a guy, really. Like, hasn't been super dynamic, I think, as a former second-round pick. Also out of Iowa State, right? Tank Dell, still working back from the devastating knee injury is what the word is out of Houston, whatever that means. But I think they'll have him. I just think they don't know what he's going to be. Noel missed most of camp with a hamstring and a finger injury. So that's the story on him. And then Lewis Bond they picked in the 6th round. So really changes the dynamic. What they need to happen is Tank Dell to come back to some form, but I think that's tough to count on given that injury.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the story around the Houston Texans and the AFC South. That was a big news yesterday coming out of the division, really the National Football League, and maybe your fantasy team as well. Here in Jacksonville, kind of a day off for the Jags. They'll be doing some things, but somewhat of a day off for all of us as we get ready for a preseason game tomorrow night in the Bank, which I think is kind of exciting to be back at Everbank Stadium and see just how much has gone on. There's actually a tour. I mentioned that yesterday. There's a tour today for some of the media, and so we'll get a glimpse of that, what is happening down there. But I've just heard you can really tell when you're inside that there's been a lot of work done. We can see it from the outside, so I'm wondering how much fans will be able to see. Obviously, upper deck closed off. We know that. So from that lower 40,000 plus, will you be able to see some of those club areas carved out the way it's kind of been described and illustrated in my mind? I have not seen it, so I'll get a first look at it tomorrow just like everyone else. But I think it's kind of fun. I think it's fun to see that progress. We're two years away, 24 months away.
Crazy, man.
From a new stadium.
Yeah, it's wild.
And we'll see how many people want to check it out and also how many people want to battle some of the construction and traffic and everything else. But the construction is definitely halted. You can see it. Like, they've cleaned up. It looks like last year out there now where they've gated off Lot J, some of that area. And there was some work being done yesterday, but very little work this week in terms of what you can actually see. They have cleared it out for game time and now will for the next few months. We got you on for just a few minutes really yesterday. Overall thoughts 24 hours later on the joint practice. Where it looked like the Jags were pretty pleased with their performance and how they bounced back from last week and started fast. That was a big thing for Liam Cohen. Can we stop getting punched in the face, and can we actually like start fast and be the guy dictating? And it looks like they did yesterday in that practice. I think we all observed that. They got off to a pretty nice start, high energy, some big plays early on, even the scuffle. What were your overall takes on the practice yesterday?
Yeah, I mentioned it yesterday. I mean, I think, was it perfect? Absolutely not. Can you say that you won the day on offense and defense? I think you can make the argument and say, like, they got better. Now, whether you won the day or not, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that because, like, I feel like if you want to win the day, you got to watch every single rep of every single play. And I was kind of going back and forth between offense and defense. But there was definitely – there was a sense of urgency. You could tell that I think, Liam Cohen and the coaching staff has kind of been on these guys a little bit where they got to pick it up, and I think they did. I think in the run game, I think Tootin had a great day. I'm going to be and everyone's talking about Tootin. I think, and it's not a Jaguars player, unfortunately, but I thought Tet McMillan.
Oh, yeah, he looked good.
Was kind of uncoverable.
Yeah.
I felt like I was surprised to see that. He looked really good. But overall, I think it was a physical practice, what you wanted to see. Now, is that going to garner, and I haven't heard from Liam Cohen, I haven't watched any the post-press conference or heard anything, is that going to warrant sitting out the Jaguars then on Friday? That's the big question right now, I feel like.
Yeah, it is. Go back to Tet McMillan because it is noticeable what he did last year, what he did in that practice, but it was also noticeable what Chris Olave did. And again, good players, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously good players, but they kind of were pretty dominant in those practices, it felt like. Is that concerning?
From Tet McMillan?
Well, both. Tet McMillan and Chris Olave, 2 joint practices.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars really didn't. I mean, they did not have the upper hand in those matchups, that's for sure.
No, but once again, I don't, because I feel like in the game, all right, hey, Travis Hunter, go cover him.
Yeah.
So it could be worrisome, but it's not like you have the full strength defense out there either sometimes, I feel like, because they're just the rotating guys in and everything.
No doubt.
So
yeah, you don't know who they're matched up. I didn't see a whole lot of McMillan. I saw some Olave versus Hunter last week. I didn't know if my eyes caught exactly McMillan and Hunter going head to head.
I didn't see a lot of that either. So I'm not too worried about it.
I just find it fascinating. McMillan one's an interesting one to me. I think there was some curiosity about him coming out, and he delivered big time last year for Bryce Young, become a go-to guy. And then on the other side of things, do we see that yet from a Jags receiver? Well, Parker Washington wasn't out there yesterday. He was the guy last week for Trevor Lawrence in the Saints practice. We really haven't had Brian Thomas Jr. do that in the Saints practice or Carolina practice, although BTJ was pretty highly targeted and also had a nice one-handed catch in the end zone that even Devin Lloyd complimented too. So that's good news.
And listen, all I had to see from BTJ yesterday was it was a deflected pass that ended up being a really bad pass that he was crossing the middle. He had to come back with a safety and a cornerback, kind of like in that zone coverage to find that sweet spot. The ball got a little delayed, so the timing was off and everything, and he still made the catch and was able to take some contact. That to me was eye-opening because last season we saw if that play happens in a game, you're probably going to see a drop, right? So, and not to say the safety kind of laid off a little bit and all that stuff, right? It's still practice, but I thought it was at least you feel good about it, seeing what BTJ now is doing at practice and even coming across the middle, which if you listen to Cameron Wolf, spoiler alert, they're going to go deep routes this year. You don't say. You don't say your fastest wide receiver, maybe next to Travis Hunter, but your fastest wide receiver is going to take a lot more downfield shots this year. You don't say. That's usually how it works when you have a guy that can run a 4.3. So color me shocked there, but it is cool to see him go across the middle and still get some receptions as well.
We said it in real time during the show yesterday. Bashal Tootin looked like he was having a pretty nice day. I think it can be a little over-dramatized just how much – we just don't have a lot of samples of run game this time of year. But he had a nice day. We were said it in real time. There were a couple of runs, couple of short passes even, where you got him into some open space or he created some open space, and you're like, oh, that would have been a big play, right? Could have been a big play. But you saw similar?
No, without a doubt, yeah. But see, here's the thing about Tootin, when you see him do his thing, it's the fact he's so elusive and so quick, and once again, you're wrapping up, you're thudding, you're not going to the ground. So even when, say it's a 5-yard gain, but, he gets tapped up, and then, he shows that burst, it's exciting to see.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's where I think a lot of the enthusiasm and intrigue comes from with Tootin, is just because the guy just looks different when he gets in open space.
Yeah. And I just feel like it was the most, positive thought jump out at you about the run game. And let's caveat this with training camp is really hard to tell on the run game because even Liam Cohen will say it. He's that's kind of hard. Would that have been a tackle? Would it not be a tackle? Would they break the tackle? Would it be another 3 yards, which is exactly what they're looking for, especially in the power run game on first and second down. That's what they're hoping Chris Rodriguez brings and even Tootin brings. So it's really just hard to tell. Would that have been a missed tackle or a fall forward for another couple of yards? But I would say this is, it's August 20th. Now it's August 19th yesterday, and it probably took until then for us to be talking about the run game in that level of positivity. So it is nice to see because we know they want to do it.
No, without a doubt. Yeah, and that's – listen, we talked about it, and we have Chris Rodriguez later on today.
Yeah.
You got Chris Rodriguez, who's going to be that bruiser. And actually had some interesting comments about him in the past game as well that I mean, if you're a fantasy football player, you might want to take a look at that. But I think any ideal running back situation, you need a little bit of everything. And I think Jacksonville's going to have that.
Yeah, so good sign there, I thought, overall for the offensive line. We asked you early yesterday when you jumped on the show, the 5 on the offensive line, and really the big news there, I think, Pregnon left guard, Ezra Cleveland right guard.
Yep.
Did it hold up
pretty
well when you saw it?
Yeah. And once again, I don't think that's that big of a surprise. Like, they're going to Connor Walker Little. And
at right tackle.
Yeah, and whether you're confident or not with that, like, that's all they have right now. Yeah. So, like, it's, what else are you going to do? Yeah. It's either Walker Little at right tackle or you move Ezra and then move Walker Little to that guard. So it held up. And like I said, in the one-on-ones, I thought Walker Little did, at least the ones that I saw, because it was kind of hard to tell the opposite side of the field, but I thought he did okay. Like, I thought he did his job.
Yeah, I think it's easy. I'm okay with the Walker Little stuff because we know he's played there before, and there's some evidence. Now, there's some evidence, good and bad. I get it, but at least he's played there. I think what's interesting is where are they going to settle in and make the choice on, like, let's just say they have these guys because they have to, that Pregnon and Ezra Cleveland. They obviously think it's easier to ask Ezra Cleveland, the veteran guy, to move over to the right side, at least at these practices so far. At least that's what they're trying, and keep Pregnon at left guard because he told Olivia Tassley, it's like, yeah, I'm comfortable at left or right. So you could just keep Ezra Cleveland at left and put Pregnon at right. At least what they've done at practice is say, okay, we're going to try Ezra Cleveland first on that right side.
No, for sure. And also I think I spoke on this 2 days ago. Like, I think Pregnon and Harrison next to each other, if that's what it's going to be, I think that's what you want. I think it's a rarity to have two guys on the left side who are athletic, who, obviously we have to see Pregnon in real games, but in college, dude didn't give up a lot of sacks. So, he's got the footwork and everything, but he also has that attitude and that demeanor. And usually left tackles they get by with their athleticism, not necessarily their physicality. You have Anton Harrison, who played left tackle in college, goes to the right, but he plays with that ruthlessness, let's just say. He's going to finish after a whistle. Same thing with Pregnon. So if you can get two guys on that left side that come with bad intentions, that's even better.
Yeah, listen, if those two guys do show up and it looks good, that's exciting here in Jacksonville if that were to be the case for those two guys on the left side. If you get kind of forced to play that and it actually works out, that could be an exciting development for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, not forced to play Anton Harrison. That was a decision, but definitely on the Pregnon stuff. They did not plan to have to do this right away unless he just wowed you in camp. And to Austin's point, even with the injuries, he earned some extra looks coming off Saturday's preseason game anyway, but I don't think we would still be sitting here on Thursday of this week saying, oh, yeah, got to factor him in if it wasn't for the injuries. And the bottom line is there's injuries. McCary, even Milam, where they see all that shaken out, we will see. And by the way, Adoga is a big part of that too because you can move him all over the line, and I think they've been very comfortable with Adoga. They liked him as a depth piece, but therefore you see the trade. Since we're on the run game a little bit, Chandler, there are a couple things I thought from yesterday's presser from Liam Cohen, which you'll hear for the first time here, but it's just a question about his run game philosophy and kind of how far it goes back, and I thought it was pretty insightful. And then we've got one on the red zone too, again, where I thought just said some pretty cool things. But let's hear the run game one first.
I thought we were pretty good the back half of the year in the red zone. I think we finished in the top 5 in the NFL. But, I think that it also helps when the quarterback can run. That obviously you don't necessarily see in this setting. But he did scramble, right? Like he made probably as a kid, like growing up in the wishbone, growing up in that. My dad, when I was young, that's what he did. They ran the heck out of it. We ran the heck out of it in high school. A lot of schemes actually still carry over. And then, coming up in college, too. I mean, Brian Picucci being our O-line coach at the time, we were cannon runs, Oscars, alerts, kills. So, I had to be on it. Our guys had to be on the screws. And it just gave me a appreciation for what it can do for the quarterback, and what it can do for the pass game. And so as much as you this is a throwing league, right? You have to be able to throw the football, protect the quarterback, and finish in the red zone in 2 minutes throwing the football. But I know that as a quarterback, it's nice to turn around and say, whew, give me a beat here and let somebody else do something here. And I think that it's always been instilled in me from a young age.
What I love about that, and he told us this last year, I remember this conversation, whether it was in a production meeting or just talking to him, I don't know. But that's what they wanted to do with Trevor a little bit. They want to be able to give him some downs to take a breath. But I just like that context of, I get that. There's a lot on the quarterback's plate, every single down, right? Even getting in the huddle, getting up, getting in the line of scrimmage. But when you can just say, hand it off, so you want to be able to run. Obviously, then stay ahead of the schedule and create the plays. And he said last year he had never in his life called so many plays behind schedule, And that was pretty loud. And they were 3rd and 7 plus more than anybody in the National Football League, with the exception of a team or two.
Okay.
So I think it's just interesting to hear that. That's why the run game's so important to him. Yeah. Can he get back to it is the question. Because everybody wants to throw. If you're a play caller, you want to throw. You want to design the plays. It takes some discipline to be able to hand off and run.
No, it does. But we talk about where the NFL is going. I think the NFL is going. It's coming full circle. It's going back to the run again. I think there was a time when we thought that we never see a running back be drafted in the first round again, and all of a sudden Jeremiah Love becomes the highest paid running back in NFL history due to his, where he was drafted and everything. So I think it is coming around full circle. And I've spoken on this many times before. Nothing helps your quarterback out like the run game. And I think Liam Cohen also understands that. When he had Baker Mayfield playing at his highest of level, look at what Tampa Bay was doing in the run game. I think they were number 1, actually, in the run game. And that's when Baker Mayfield was in that MVP consideration. Josh Allen has won an MVP when I think he was top 8 in the run game. Lamar Jackson has won an MVP. And once again, he's a big runner as well, but he had help in terms of that run game. He won an MVP because of it. Matthew Stafford last year. Yes, I know he put up some great numbers. Devontae Adams had 8, 9 touchdowns. Puka Nacua is doing his thing. Look at their run game numbers. They were top 10. So it's only going to help everybody around you, Trevor Lawrence, wide receivers and everything, if you have a balanced attack. And I think Liam Cohen understands that. I think this organization understands that. And that's why there's such an emphasis, I feel for trying to run the football this year.
Yeah, so I think they want to do it. We know they want to do it. I don't think they were terrible at it last year. That's the other thing. We talk about it hey, they were bad. No, they weren't bad at it. They had some games they were unbelievable at it. I just think it was a bit inconsistent. And specifically the first and second down stuff. But to all the things, I think you just mentioned a bunch of them, which is good. If they do it, look out for a big year for Trevor Lawrence in the offense. I mean, that's just the formula, if you can do it. Now, he had a big year without the second half running game anyway because he got hot. But I don't think you want to just count on that. You can make it easier for the quarterback. One other soundbite I wanted to get to, we heard a little bit of, but this one on the red zone, again, a little bit more philosophical and maybe not the way you always think about the red zone, which is a very hard part. But the Jags have been excellent at it so far in these 2 joint practices. And Liam Cohen has even said pretty good in camp. And he goes on to say they were pretty darn good last year, too.
I thought we were pretty good the back half of the year in the red zone. I think we finished in the top 5 in the NFL. But I think that it also helps when the quarterback can run. That obviously you don't necessarily see in this setting, but he did scramble, right? He made a couple off-schedule throws, and that's what I would attribute a lot of it to be honest, is when we got better in the red zone last year was when Trevor started using his legs. And we saw that again today. It's so hard to scheme wide open or open receivers in the red zone. Like, it's so much tighter. There's less vertical grass. And especially versus like 3-man, 4-man rush, it's just challenging. And so you watch the around the league of the top red zone touchdowns every week, and the 90% of them are off schedule. They're just, hey man, you got to buy a little time, find a window, somebody's got to make a little move, and boom, touchdown. And it's not exactly how you draw it up, but it's football. And so that's definitely helped in the quarterback run game.
I love that last part because I'm thinking to myself, he's mentioned this a couple of times now when I asked him last week against the Saints about the ability to run the ball by the quarterback. And then again yesterday, and he brought that up in the first part of that soundbite. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. Like, I get it last year where Trevor's running for 9 touchdowns on the season. The legs really became a thing. But in this setting, he's really not doing that. He's not running and jumping across the goal line. So I was like, well, what do you mean by that? But basically what he means by that is even if you do have to move 3 steps to your left, or you bring a couple of those Jets plays. Remember the Jets play where he went to his left, had to scramble around, still was able to find whoever for the touchdown, I think it was, on the left side maybe. Those are the plays, like those. That's where he's talking about the run game, the leg game of the quarterback really paying off and being off schedule.
Yeah, so I want to address what Daniel Kilkenny says here. NFL teams used to run more and had bigger linebackers and safeties than you throw over their heads. Now linebacker safeties are smaller and faster, run them over, punch the D. Yeah, so I agree with all that. But when you talk about, Brent, a quarterback with his ability to run, the NFL, it's a delicate ecosystem where you'll run the football a couple seasons and all of a sudden, okay, now we got to go to the pass because this was what defense is doing. Like, it's always going around in a circle. But one thing that remains a constant, whether it was a decade ago, whether it's right now, whether it's 10 years from now, is that when you have a quarterback that has the threat to run, that puts your defense in a bind. And I've spoken on this before on the show. I'm not asking for 5 or even 7 design play runs per game for Trevor Lawrence. But I am asking Liam Cohen to tell Trevor, hey, if it breaks down a little bit, and Trevor's done a good job of this last year, but like, if it breaks down a little bit, don't be afraid to get out of there and use your athleticism. And if it's not breaking down, but you can't find somebody open, don't be afraid to use your legs to buy yourself more time, like he just said there. Like, that makes all the difference in the world, and that's never going to go away. So, like, I think Trevor showcased that a little bit last year. I think you might even see it a little more this year. Like, if he can have that ultimate feel for that pocket and know when to leave, know when to buy himself some time, I think the sky's the limit for him, and I think the sky's the limit for this offense.
Well, to me, the other part of that for him is just shows how comfortable he is, Trevor, because when Liam says backyard football, that's what I envision. Mm-hmm. And now my mind goes to about 10 different plays last year where I remember him playing backyard football when things got going really well. And I think when quarterbacks are doing that, that means they feel really comfortable. You think about Baker Mayfield 2 years ago when we were talking about him, how elusive he was. Not a fast guy, but elusive, and just sitting there playing the way Doug Flutie used to play almost,
Yeah.
So, like, that to me is comfort. That shows, hey, I'm seeing it well. I'm feeling it well. Come and get me. Watch this. Mm-hmm. And there were just so many plays like that. There's another metric out there that I saw recently this summer, and I don't know how long ago it was now. And quite frankly, you never know how true all the metrics are. But this was an interesting one where rolling to his left, Trevor Lawrence was like a top 3 quarterback, I think I saw somewhere. So, like, on those kind of plays where you're comfortable going away from,
against the grain.
Yeah, against the grain a bit. And obviously the 2 big plays we remember last year, those rollouts, Jets and Colts, those were 2 to the left. But I think there were more of those. There was more of a sample size where he's okay to do that. Doesn't have to just get flushed to his right. And to me, that makes it tough for the defenses as well. Speaking of tough for the defense, I was actually talking to this a little bit with Ty yesterday. And I, Brian Thomas Jr., how indefensible is like the 8-yard, basically just like quick little out. No, it's not a true just out, but he carries the guy down the field, maybe just stops, boom, 8 yards. Yeah. It was the first play yesterday that he caught.
Yeah.
Remember that one? Mm-hmm. But there's so many of those in my mind that even when Brian Thomas Jr. wasn't going great last year, like getting that 8 yards was so simple because you have to worry about his speed. I mean, it's just a free 8 yards, it feels like, with BTJ, doesn't it?
No, without a doubt. And if once you get him in an open space, like, who knows what's going to happen after that? Yeah, I mean, And listen, I understand the narrative. He's going to be the deep threat, obviously, because he's fast. But like, I don't mind seeing bubble screens. I don't mind seeing little, crossing routes and everything just to get that guy the ball in space, because when it happens, man, like the speed speaks for itself.
Yeah. And again, it might be a play. A lot of times where I've envisioned it, it's just like a catch the ball kind of near the sideline and probably step out of bounds just because you have nowhere to go. That's really the design of the play, not because he doesn't want contact. I'm just saying that's just the design of the play. But it's 8 yards.
Yeah.
And again, I think the DB has to be so concerned, unless he's just jamming him, which is going to also be a little bit of a problem because if he beats you, you're screwed.
Correct.
So, I mean, those are the things. And I just think that play yesterday reminded me of it. And then in my mind, I just remember so many times last year there was that play. And I think the discourse on BTJ, some of it was earned. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But then there's also these other parts where in your head, that's where it comes back to 750 yards, even on a bad year. What was it, 50-something catches or 48 catches and 700 and something yards where and everybody killed the year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's so important in some of those moments where it might be 3rd and 7. Maybe you don't get away with it there, but it could be just a quick first down play, and now it's 2nd and 2.
For sure. Yeah.
I just think it's easy. How many things over the years for the Jags have been easy? That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
There's some easy stuff in the Jags offense, whether it's because Cohen's designing it or just the skill set of the players.
No, without a doubt. And, take what the defense gives you. That's going to be the mantra, I feel like, this year for Liam Cohen, whether it's going to be 13 personnel, 12 personnel, 11 personnel. Like, who you play against on defense is going to dictate what type of offense you're going to run. And guess what? I feel like this team, if they're healthy, they'll be able to do it all. Daniel Kilkenny asked me a question. With the running quarterback, I think he said, is containing the edge or selling out for sacks more important, in my opinion? I spoke on this way back in the day with Aaron Rodgers, where he was the hardest. This is back in his prime in Green Bay. He was always the hardest guy to game plan for, because think of like a quarterback in terms of where they step up and everything. It's almost like if you watch a baseball game and they have like the highlighted percentage of where a pitcher wants to pitch to this batter, because, if you go low and away, maybe the batter's going to be better there than high and everything. So there's like certain percentages of where if you're a pitcher, you want to pitch to the batter because he's hotter in certain areas. The same thing can be said for the quarterback in terms of where they like to step up at. The problem with a guy like Aaron Rodgers in terms of his mobility, where he wasn't going to beat you for 100 yards a game in terms of rushing, but he was capable of stepping up anywhere in the pocket, and he would beat you. So with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, where he's an elite quarterback at that time, it was a lot more important to contain him than as opposed to trying to blitz him, get after him, let him step in a hole or whatever, and now he's going to take you apart. So to answer that question, when we game plan against Mike Vick, okay, that's a little different, right? Because, the guy likes to roll out and everything, so we got to be on our P's and Q's, so we can't really think about the sack. It's more about containing. There's certain quarterbacks that when they use their legs are being used to get a first down or to get a lot of yardage. I think Lamar Jackson's a good example of this. Josh Allen now is getting to the point where he can use his arm with his legs and everything, so it's a little harder to game plan for. So to answer your question, it all depends who you're going against. If you're going against the guy when you're doing your research and you're doing your scouting, he can step up anywhere and make that pass, then it's more about containing. If you have usually a younger quarterback who has maybe some mobility and everything, but isn't used to making all those passes and everything in certain lanes, well, then you game plan your pass rush or your blitz packages to put him in an uneasy spot. Maybe it's against the grain. Maybe it's going to his right, whatever the case. Maybe it's stepping up in the A or B gap. Whatever that case may be, you game plan for that so he's not as comfortable. So even if you can't get home, your defense has an opportunity to make a play on the football.
Yeah, makes sense. A lot of dummy rushes that the Jags tried to employ when they would now and again play Aaron Rodgers in that. I just remember that. But you got to pick your poison sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's some, I think it was Rivers maybe in his career, I want to say, where people would show us the stats of, hey, if you blitz him, you're dead. I think it was Phillip Rivers. It's like, don't even blitz him. Why are you blitzing him?
I feel like Mahomes is kind of the same way.
Was Mahomes the same way? You might be.
So.
And there were some guys. Will we get to the point where Trevor is that, where he makes a defense pick a poison, or just naturally does this offense maybe give you that because of some of the weapons that he does have?
Yeah.
But then you come back to the quarterback, we're like, hey, we got to watch out for this. Do you think defenses are now saying around the National Football League or maybe in the AFC South where you play them quite a bit, hey, we got to watch out for Trevor's legs?
Yeah. I think you got to keep him in the pocket. So, yeah, I think there's an overall narrative of, hey, we have to contain this guy. Maybe we got to change up a couple things in our pass rush. We just can't, pin our ears back and go. Like, there has to be some sort of plan and rushing on the quarterback's level, because if you don't, he can get a first down easily.
Yeah. Hey, one thought somebody said is, I think Daniel Kilkenny is asking about, get a lot of Daniel Kilkenny mentions here today, about the double catching of Brian Thomas Jr. I have not seen that when I've been out there as much. I've actually watched for that on occasion. Feels like he's much smoother with the ball. To me, that says confidence, obviously, whether it's a jugs machine or anything else. But I'm also not like an expert on how he's supposed to catch the football. I just feel like he feels more comfortable. And I actually said this to somebody yesterday. The Jags started this camp, and there were a few drops right away. Even Jacoby Myers had back-to-back days, but it was a couple of drops. Pretty slow start to camp. Knock on wood here, but I have not seen a lot of that. And maybe that's just my eyes disappointing me, but I have not seen that conversation. And I always believe that's a conversation. I think there are some conversations in camp that hold true into the regular season. We've talked about penalties a lot. How will that look? I think drop passes is one of those. I think when you drop passes in camp, it's a little bit of it's not maybe an epidemic, but it also can be a thing that will bite you. And remember now, in Jacksonville, for Trevor Lawrence's career, they've been one of the top teams in drop passes in the National Football League. So I think overall a pretty good sign of just catching the football so far.
No, for sure. This has always been Brian Thomas Jr. Even in college, this was his thing coming out in the combine. I remember we talked about it. And then, when he got drafted, is like, and you can call it double catching, you can call it the focus drops or whatever, but like that's always kind of been a thing with him. To answer your question, like, have I seen it a lot at training camp? I really haven't. Any Pop Warner coach will tell you, catch it, look it in. Like, I've seen that, so I think obviously it's being addressed after last season. Now, is it perfect? I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to tell when you're on the sidelines of, can he catch it or not, or is it double catching? Like, we'll find out real quickly in these games, whether there's an improvement or not to it.
Yeah, again, I think there's a part of that if you're going to double catch a lot, or if you're going to have some of those moments where you're talking about sooner or later the ball's going to hit the ground quite a bit too. Like, you can't corral everything. And I guess my point in that is I haven't seen a lot. You go back, Jacoby Myers had a couple of drops. The running backs had a couple of drops in the first few days of camp. And outside of that, I'm not telling you nobody's dropped it. Parker Washington had one the other day where, like, Trevor put a missile on him from like 12 yards away. Yeah. But you're going to get an occasional drop. It's just not like one of those things that's catching your attention.
No, without a doubt. But see, this comes into whether you catch with your hands or you catch with your body.
Yeah.
Right? And like that's where double catching comes in, where sometimes you see it, you don't even like really think about it, right? Because it's like boom, boom. But the issue is, and yeah, sure, drops can stem from it, but the issue with double catching is like if you don't catch it with your hands and then look it in and you kind of catch it here and then you're even a split second, that defense can come in and either cause a fumble or cause an incompletion. And like that's, especially when you're talking about the middle of the field where it's going to be bang, bang, that can be an issue.
Yeah. It's funny for a guy who gets questioned about catching the football. I feel like he's got more one-handed catches in camp than anybody else.
Yeah.
With Brian Thomas Jr. I think overall he's had a good camp.
As my coach used to say, take the ball out of the air, man. Don't let it hit your pads. Take the ball out of there and tuck it away.
All right, Brent Austen Show, Action Sports Shacks 24/7 Network. We will hear a little bit later on from Chris Rodriguez on Austin's conversation. Look forward to that on the running game. And more to come here. Obviously, a lot of football chatters. The Jags get set to take on the Carolina Panthers on Friday night on CBS 47. Pregame show, countdown to kickoff, starts at 7 o'clock. Postgame show immediately following, just for a half hour each time this go-around. Thank goodness. Here in preseason game number 2.
You're watching the Action Sports Jacks 20.
We heard you loud and clear.
You're watching
you told
the Action
us oil
Sports Jacks
changes were taking too
24/7
long,
Network.
and we listened.
Now,
That's
it's
why we're
time for
proud
the
to
Brent Austen
introduce
Show.
our brand new Nimnik Express service. We've added additional staff so you can get your oil change without ever having to book an appointment. Just pull into our express lane and we'll take care of it. In the neighborhood, running errands, just realized you're overdue, just stop on in. No appointments, pull in, get out, get going. Nobody but Nimnik.
No one does it better. plays harder, or delivers more sports than CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. The only local, multi-platform, round-the-clock streaming sports show in Jacksonville.
Yeah, thanks, Brent and Austin. I really appreciate you having me on.
From high school football, college game days, the AFC,
wide open, caught for a touchdown.
the NFC,
He gets there, touchdown, Seattle.
the PGA,
Unbelievable.
World Cup soccer, NASCAR,
Denny Hamlin, big time victory in Nashville.
baseball,
Fly ball deep center, Edmonds going back. The ball is going long.
local Jag shows,
You feel the energy in here. There should be energy. Jags are in the middle of a playoff race.
and of course, your official stations of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lloyd, pick six. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
We have all the sports, the exclusive interviews,
We got the best fans in the NFL.
the biggest games, the live events to help make your business soar. So hold on and see why live sports is where you need to be. On CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. Get in the game.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We show no mercy. Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown! Duval!
ETN is going to take it all the way.
Right here on CBS 47.
CBS 47.
Right here. Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com.
You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austin Show.
Hey, take a look at meeting Buster Brown this week at the Avenues Mall. Last week it was Cam Little after the preseason game on Sunday. Good crowd out there. And this week, this one at the Avenues Mall at Palm Beach Autographs. And you can obviously look at palmbeachautographs.com/signings to get some more information. But that's pretty cool. Buster Brown. I love the story of Buster Brown. He's a quiet guy, But what a cool story. I mean, you could have thought at the beginning of last year, maybe he's a guy that's a casualty with a new regime. They didn't pick him. They're not attached to him. And instead, he signed a contract. Perfect fit for Campanelli's defense. And I think he's played pretty well in camp. I've noticed him a bit, but hard to tell exactly. That's coming up on Saturday. So check out Buster Brown. Go get a chance to meet him. And that's fun to watch a guy's career blossom, especially as a 7th-round draft pick and another one of the gems. I always reference the Austin Gems. We should put a board together.
Of just gems?
Yeah. Austin's
Trent
mining
Baalke
team.
Gems. All right, yeah, give Trent Baalke his flowers, man. Yeah.
The Colorado School of the Mines.
There we go, man.
There we go.
Yeah,
There's something to it. See that? But that's Saturday at Palm Beach Autographs in the Avenues Mall. Check it out at palmbeachautographs.com. We also have the envelope game. I see Josiah just sent this one, so it was a good reminder. The envelope game really won't be displayed until September 13th. On the answer, this is the offensive line of the Jags. Now, it's an ever-changing thing. It's like the stock market, basically. And what is it going to be? Send it to sports@actionnewsjacks.com. Maybe we'll have some fun prizes and cool prizes that we'll deliver to you sometime in 2027 if you win. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane. I will say, hey, Chandler Dantzler in for, I guess, Hamby got like a little stomach bug. Not sure if all that ground beef that he's eating isn't sitting well with him. But I mean, it must be the microplastics, man. The kids can't hang. I mean, Chandler has a kidney stone. Am I allowed to say that? Had one. Able to pass it through. How bad was that?
Yeah, I told him at camp yesterday, man. Like, dude's won a state championship, has gone through labor now. Like, there's nothing this guy can't accomplish once you put your mind to something. Worst pain ever? Worst pain ever? Yeah. Like, have you, like, broken a bone or anything? Or, okay, well, knock on wood for that.
Yes, sir.
But, okay, I mean, I've
Have you ever?
never, no, but I've heard that they're horrible.
I've heard they're really bad. I think I told you guys this story. My college coach, who we eventually I'll give you the end of the story first.
Tarantino style.
We ended up getting, we ended up basically getting him fired.
Okay.
Middle of the season. All right. And he earned it now. Okay. But we definitely, they made a move. Mm-hmm. So that's the background of, I think, how everybody liked him. Less me. I was a young guy, but the other players on the team, the older guys were over it. Well, we come down for a spring trip. And we're down the Boca area, and we go play at Florida Southern, which is like a 3-hour drive.
Okay.
Florida Southern, really good at that time. I think they're pretty good still, but they were really good. And, well, we were from Ohio. We go up to drive. On the way up, now that I do my geography, it's probably, not too far from the Orlando area as we're passing up through Florida Southern.
Okay.
And our coach is in the back of one of the vans, just keeled over in pain. I mean, looks like he's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
From kidney stones?
Well, it turns out that's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, he is in so much pain. We had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
At that time, I don't know if it's still the case, but, players drive the vans. So, there was some of the older guys driving the 3 vans for us. And, so they drop him off at the emergency room. And we go to the game. We get our ass kicked. It was 9-0. I'll never forget it. It happened so quick, too. They must have got run ruled.
Sure.
And I remember the guys saying, do we have to pick him up? Anything happen to him? Do we have, when they were wrestling with the idea of picking him back up on the way home, on the way back. And they were damn, it was just kidney stones. We got to pick him up. But I'll never forget how much pain this guy was in. And to me, and I've always heard it too.
Yeah.
And gosh, I hope I don't get him.
Yeah, well, we had a girl in 3rd grade who had kidney stones, and she was gone for couple months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They got to be more common in guys, right? Is that the case?
I think it is, yeah.
Or did we just hear about the guys complaining about it?
I think, yeah, right. I think my grandma had them, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
I mean, what level of pain?
10.
I believe it.
Sure.
Like screaming?
Tears.
Oh, really?
But when you passed it, you said it wasn't that bad, huh?
No, so when I passed it, there was no pain at all.
Okay, but be honest. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous were you to pass it? Or can you feel it or not?
No, not at all.
Oh,
Just
wow.
because how small it was.
Oh, so then you're kind of a wuss.
No, it still hurts.
I'm kidding,
I
dude.
promise.
I'm kidding, man.
I
I'm
promise.
joking. I'm joking.
Well, my dad has been through it several times. His first one was at 19.
Dang.
He told me it doesn't hurt when it passes.
So dude's got his black belt for you.
That's
Like,
what I would think would be the painful part.
That's
No.
what because I've heard horror stories with that.
Yeah.
So when it's moving around,
Is
in
that
your,
what it
in
is?
your body, that's when the pain.
So let me ask you this, because I know if they're too big, you can't pass it. Then they have to take it out. Is it better to have like a bigger one, where it can't really move around so much?
No, then you have to get it surgically removed.
Yeah,
I know someone who's had it surgically removed.
Yeah, my dad has.
And getting another one removed in September.
Oh, wow.
Man.
I don't know if it's out there, so I won't say it. Poop, but that's got to be awful. Like, what is it? You know what it is?
I have no idea.
No, you didn't do the research. You didn't want to know what's
Don't they
floating
say-
around in
is
your
it-
body.
Don't they say you have to drink water and then it doesn't it helps out if you drink a lot of water?
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know your age group does not drink a lot of water. Not
No,
nearly
not
as
at
much
all.
as you should. You're
Yeah,
sitting
no,
there
no.
drinking energy drinks and
You're better than that,
whatever
Chandler.
else. But you're not drinking. You don't drink a lot of water, is my guess.
No, I do not.
I know my kid doesn't.
Yeah.
I have
My
the past
kids-
week, though.
You
Let's
have
go.
the last week. You've been trained up, huh?
Yeah.
Broke my knuckle in half in 2003. Steven, don't be afraid to share that story real quick.
What's the
That
most
sounds
pain you've been in?
The most pain I've been in? Good question. What about you?
I'm trying to
I'm
think of it.
thinking because I
Put you on the spot. Have you
Been a
have
couple.
You have several. I was gonna say-
mental or physical?
Yeah, not physical. Like, because you'll tell me like it a lot of times when you're fighting, like it doesn't really hurt,
No, not at all.
which is surprising. Like it
Really?
looks like it hurts. It hurts me.
No, yeah.
You getting hit hurts me.
No,
like I can feel it.
breaking my nose when I got my UFC contract. Like, I didn't. It's fine.
That was fine.
Well,
'Cause that can be painful,
But
a
I've
broken
broken
nose,
it. I've
right?
broken it. Yeah, but I've broken it so many times. Where it's just like you deal with it. You're okay. There's gonna be some throbbing. You're gonna see some red and some sparks, and you're good to go.
Thanks, Stephen. It's calcium buildup in your body when your blood circulates, and so
okay.
it turns into the rock.
Okay.
All right.
Off the top of my head, well, okay. There's two things. One was when I had my Liz Frank injury, and then I had to play with it this season. Like that sucked. Because I had to like relearn how to walk after the season again because like my foot was so jacked up. So that was really
super painful.
That was painful. Honestly, probably the most painful thing was I had something up with my ear. I had like something in it, like wax buildup and stuff, and like I pushed it down more. So then it was under like the recommendation of my ex-wife to put like essential oil in my ear, and I put the wrong one. It was like a spicy orange peel oil, and like there was so much irritation like in my like super inner ear that when I put that the zesty, what do you call it, the zesty orange from doTERRA in my ear, dude, I literally like my brain felt like it was melting. Like I lost my equilibrium was all messed up.
Wow.
And I had to go sit in the shower and like try to like sit like crisscross applesauce and like put the water in my ear because I was literally screaming. Like that was the worst. Like I thought I just killed my brain.
Two things out of that. Is that the reason you're divorced?
Yeah, that's one of them.
and
One of
I
them.
just am so stunned about a guy that
Delphonic. You don't say.
you know,
You don't say.
the fact that Delphonic like understands this is also an interesting deal. But I just am fascinated by the fact that this guy plays football for a living and fights for a living, and it's orange essential oil that got him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Worst, like, and then like, yeah, worst. Like the Liz Frank was the whole season, so
I
that
get
just
it, yeah,
sucked.
I get
But
it.
like, in that moment where I felt like I'd just kill me,
Yeah.
that was by far. You got anything?
I really don't like. I
Putting some like eyeliner on in the chair. You like poke your eye or something? No. Shoot.
never put eyeliner.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what you guys
I've
do
never
on
put
I don't know what you guys do on TV.
Maybe a little powder, but not
yeah, okay.
eyeliner.
Yeah, yeah.
And that don't do that anymore either. So I use essential oils to make my own spider spray, like keeping them away. Very creative.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
nice.
you know, there have been a couple of times, but this is almost on purpose where I get a lot of pain in my shoulder blade. So I'll ask like Steph or Ty or somebody to just elbow me in the shoulder.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it feels so good. Like I'm like almost like hurt me as much as you can. But there are times where I feel like I'm close, like I want the pain of their elbow to offset that pain, and I will like feel like I'm close to passing out.
Sure, yeah.
Like, but in a weird way, I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like because
Brent's getting high.
Because it's getting at least it's taking that pain away.
Brent's getting high on the pain. Yeah.
The shoulder blade pain, man, is crazy.
Back pain is crazy.
Yeah. Now, luckily, I don't have a lot of that yet. Hopefully not, like lower back and stuff. I know it's some kind of something.
I fractured my lower back in high school my freshman year, and I had to wear a back brace for like 4 months, and everybody called me Quasimodo, the hunchback. Because kids
I
are
think
mean.
I remember you telling us.
Yeah, but like that was inconvenient. Yeah.
Man, just sounds awful to have like a broken back.
Yeah, that sucked. And the best part was, here's how my mom's a G. I was supposed to set out basketball season. And so I did it in football. Well, I did it during football season. I don't even know how I did. Just also my back started hurting one day. So get my back brace on, wore it for like, I think it was like 3 or 4 months. Basketball season was starting to come up for JV. And I go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, yeah, I mean, it's hard because they can't really tell, like, if your back's healed unless you get, like, the injections with, like, the CT scans. Hey, we're not spending that much money. So we got the x-ray. The doctor's like, yeah, I'd like to see him sit out, like, 3 more months, maybe miss basketball just to make sure he's okay. And I was bummed.
I bet.
So, like, I get in the car, and I'm just, like, pouting. I'm like, this is going to be, I can play basketball. And Mom's like, well, does it hurt? I'm like, no. She's like, all right, then you're playing. If it hurts, then don't play anymore. I'm like, okay. So I got to play, and
you were fine.
Worked out.
Heals you up pretty quick.
Now, got to sleep with a pillow between my legs every single night of my life. But
you still have to.
Oh,
I was going to ask you that because I don't hear you complain about your back much, though.
There's other things to complain
but
about.
But there's a domino effect.
Have you seen gas prices? Other things to complain about. not worried about my back. Actually, the 370s, we're gonna strike today. I'm striking today, dude. I'm to the point now in my life where I'm like, every day I drive past, like that price looks about right. Let me go and pull in, and I'll take it down to E if I have to. If we're at $4 still a gallon, and I'm at E, I'm not gonna Uber then.
I'm
That's
walking.
Fine. I'm Ubering. Sorry, son. Gabriel's gonna come get you at school today, and I'll see when you get home. Don't worry, he's got 4.5 stars. You're fine. You'll be safe.
Gotta go. How about the bicep? I heard the bicep hurts like a son of a gun. That didn't hurt.
No, I should have went to the game because that's
that was that night. That was the Chargers night.
The Chargers night, yeah.
Or
but
the day before,
once again,
right? Was that the day of or the
no?
Day
Well, I did it in the morning, and then
Okay.
the Chargers game was that night. And under the consideration of my ex-wife, she told me not to go, so I didn't.
If you're keeping score at home, this conversation has 2 of them.
So I didn't go, and then I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't go. They're getting crushed by 20, and then happened to be like the best game in Jaguars history. So was I a little bitter towards that as I'm sitting there just thinking, yeah, I can probably walk and it'll be fine. But
Good. High-fiving might be
all
tough,
good.
but walking's
All good.
okay.
All good.
So you've broken how many broken bones have you had?
I mean, broke my nose like 6 times.
Bicep tear, which I would kind of count as pretty significant.
Broke my leg in Pop Warner football.
You did?
Broke, fingers. Broke my fist in like a boxer's fracture in fighting. Broke my back. I don't know.
But
some toes.
Well, in the Liz Frank is kind of not a broken thing, but still, that's a
I don't
big
even know.
injury, right?
Honestly, I can't even break it down to you.
Yeah. I'll tell you the weirdest one I had. It actually happened. I've had it for a while. And you know how I knew this? You're going to like this.
Acid reflux.
No.
Oh.
You're going to like this. But I was, when I moved from Albany to here, I was playing a lot more golf at that time.
Yeah.
And so I would walk. I always walk playing golf. And by the time I got to like the 12th, 13th hole for a period of time, I was like, gosh, my foot is like killing me. I was like, what is going on here? I don't know if it's the shoes or whatever. But anyway, it hurt. But this was going on for like 4 or 5 years. It was manageable.
Yeah,
but I'm just kind of wondering why it hurt.
Yep.
And so at some point I obviously got fed up with it, or it started to hurt a lot more. And I went to the doctor here. I had a tumor in my foot between my pinky toe and my, like, whatever that would be called, 4th toe.
Yeah.
So I had to have surgery to take out this tumor. It was like a pretty big tumor.
Oh, wow.
And so I actually, like, even down there, I don't have feel because it was up against nerves and stuff.
Yeah.
And so you actually don't have some feeling down there, like not to a point where, like, it's that noticeable.
Yeah.
But, like, I can, like, touch down there sometimes on my foot and I can't feel anything.
That's
Still.
insane, dude.
Wow.
But it was crazy. Like I was basically walking around, and obviously, thankfully, it wasn't anything more. But I had never heard of that before.
Yeah.
In your foot, it was growing like in between like my toes.
Jeez.
Now,
I've never heard that, man.
Yeah, me either. Until I got it taken out.
Yeah.
So there you go. But that wasn't even like the pain of that. It took 5 years for me to actually go get it looked at, Yeah. It wasn't like, okay, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Or walk. Like, it was
Sure.
fine. It was just kind of a nagging thing. Plus, I'm tough.
You gotta be, man. Like you got, especially growing up in a house of a veteran and everything who like would take a nail gun and accidentally like nail gun his hand to the board and then pull the nail out and be like, whoops. Like, dude, you can't. Ow,
Ow doesn't.
I got a hangnail, Grandpa. Do something. Like what? Like what do you want me to do? Like,
Ow does not work.
Ow does not work at all, man.
So why is it that small little like crack in your skin hurts more than anything else?
You want to hear a real?
So why is it that?
Dude, it's generational, man. I don't know.
Like, that is the goofiest thing in the world, right?
There's something real messed up. So my great-grandfather, my grandpa's father, he had a hernia in his chest. I think, did I tell you this?
No.
Okay.
I was reading
I told somebody yesterday about this because talking about hernia.
Telvin Smith and me, 10 toes down, baby.
Dude, so he had hernia like in his like pelvic floor thing, but it was so bad where when he was working at the sawmill or something, like he had to push his guts back in like every day because like his guts would prolapse and come out, and then he had to push himself in because you ain't going to the doctor, man. You just find a way.
You find a way. God bless him.
I'm good, man. I'm all set with that.
I still think to this day, like, I don't know if my mom's been to the doctor.
Yeah, dude, it's I'm telling you, it's a generational. Like, it puts it all in perspective, don't it?
I'm sure she has, by the way.
Sure.
I think like some of the female stuff or whatever she got to do, but I think overall, like, never for a pain or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And Rasheed Mathis told me, at least this was a while ago, he had never taken medicine.
Yep. Yeah.
He played in the NFL. He had never taken an Advil.
I've told the story. We tore our limbs at the same time, and I'm popping stuff like Tic Tacs, and he's having like a red glass of wine, and I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah,
How like I'm in pain and I'm still like all doped up, and he's just a little bit of the red, and you're good to go.
I'll actually reference that sometimes. Steph's like, why don't you just take an Advil or something? I'm like, Rasheed Mathis doesn't.
Right?
I'm not
exactly, man. Brent, you draw a line in the sand and say like, we got to start getting tougher, man, because the older generations are absolutely whooping our ass on top of wars and not believing in doctors, and here we are like, someone's being mean to me on the internet. Oh, really cool, because my guts are coming out because I have hernia.
That's crazy.
But tell me more.
And totally digest that.
I know. But go ahead and tell me more about the guy being mean to you on Twitter and how you had to block him.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
By the way, if we didn't sell a doctor segment after that 20 minutes,
we had the best ones in Jacksonville, I heard.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Let's take a break. Brent and Austin show. I'm able to get back to sports, but that was fun. When we come
Cole
back.
Van Lannon, what's up with him? Should we get back to that? You want to segue to that a little bit?
What you can say and can't say, and maybe some shouldn't have been said, is what it sounds like to me. We will be back on the Brent and Austin show on the Action Sports Shacks 24/7 network. By the way, we go on the road yesterday. Been on the road in New Orleans. When we're on the road, that's presented by Nimnick Buick GMC. Check them out, nimnickbuickgmc.com. Right off Phillips Highway. All the inventory that you can find, and that oil change. You don't need an appointment. Busy life you've got, just drop by Nimnick Buick GMC, get an express oil change, get in, get out, and don't worry about making that appointment. Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Sandalwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Local sports content anytime and anywhere. That's been the vision of the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network as we bring you live events and exclusive interviews just like this.
I'd be lying if I'd have said in 1995 when they picked me that 30 years later I'd be sitting here.
Let's see this weigh-in right now. What do we got? Oh, we got a big hole. 44.48. There's the moment here.
The lead is 14, matching the largest of the game. Crawford, he did it again!
If we can't do the minimum of making it to the Final Four, then something's really not right.
And it's only growing from there. So join the thousands of people that have been tuning into the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network each week. Download the apps, save the website, or tune into any of our social media platforms as we bring you local sports anytime and anywhere. So come watch some sports with us on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. It's nobody but Nimnicht, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnicht Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnicht. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnichtBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnicht for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville. It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Hey, coming up the next couple of days here inside our building and all across Jacksonville, the 12th annual Care-A-Thon and Child Cancer Fund, the beneficiary, of course. You can see all the information on your screen. I guess I should read it for the folks that are still working and not just watching the show. But you can text CMG to 707070 and make some donations. And right now to talk about the Care-A-Thon, this is the guy that helps head it up and lead the charge in Jacksonville. Rich Jones, one of our favorite people.
Thank
from
you.
up at WOKV. What's happening, man?
Thanks for having me. I love coming down here,
Good
guys.
to see you, man. It's been a
Appreciate
while.
it. Yeah,
It
I
has
know.
been a while.
I think
Too long.
since last year, probably.
It's unbelievable. Like I say this all the time. I mean, I did catch up with Schachter like a month and a half ago. We had lunch, but I used to be on that side of the building a lot, and when you come back on this way, you don't go back through the door. It's like the Buckman Bridge.
Yeah,
I used to live like in Eagle Harbor area, and for a few months, and when I left, I never went back.
Yeah.
Like, I've hardly been back across the Buckman Bridge.
I don't think my key card even works over there. So, yeah. Probably by design, honestly.
Maybe for different reasons.
Yeah, we don't get into those right now.
But you know people.
Hey,
present company included.
I know people,
All you gotta do is
and
call.
I love people over there. Absolutely.
That's
I'm always seeing Brent and Steph walking. So, if you ever hear someone honking at you, I'm the creep who's like watching you guys walk. But for some reason, I'm always catching you on your walk.
Yeah,
but I don't get to see you that much.
We get some honks, but I'm Steph. Who was that? She knows everybody. She tutors everybody down there. So I'm like, who is that? I'm like, I've never heard of him. Rich Jones, I have.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Big day tomorrow, right?
Yes, we are all set up. The coolest thing about this is 11 years in a row, we did the broadcast from Nemours Children's Health, and we've transformed the space there for a one-day event. And through 11 years and $2.7 million raised since 2015, we outgrew the space. It's a clinic that has important work to do. And it's not just for the kids who are battling cancer and hematology and oncology, but my kid sees a neurologist there. You might see an ophthalmologist there. I mean, we've all had our kids go to Nemours, right? Yeah. We've just outgrown the space, and we invaded their space for the broadcast, and it becomes this huge behemoth. And so we decided we would bring it in-house. So we brought it here to the Cox Media Group World Headquarters, or at least Jacksonville headquarters, in the Farrah & Farrah Performance Studio. And we have been building it out all this week, and we've been planning since February for the broadcast. So there's a lot that kind of goes into the pre-broadcast before we even go to air. So it almost feels like for all of us who are a part of it, this is Christmas Eve. Like, we just want Santa to come down the chimney tomorrow, because that's what we're here to do. Is we want to raise money for the Child Cancer Fund, and we want to help these families and these kids.
Well, and Rich, you talk about raising money, and it seems like every single year you outdo yourselves, right? So are there some pretty high goals this year that we can talk about?
I've learned I got to swallow my my ego that I sometimes get after the year. I'm like riding high after we do so well, and I'm like, we could do huge next year. Yeah. That I got to kind of be in check. I'll tell you this. We raised $425,000 in 2 days last year. So if we raise $426,000, and I know I can count you both in, so let's say $427,000.
There we go.
Austin's got $25K.
Then we're good. But admittedly,
not from your payments, but okay, yeah, you're writing the paycheck. So where's that coming from? Okay,
admittedly, if we raise $10 for these families, it goes a long way. And we do say during the broadcast, and we really do mean when you call, when you donate, when you text to donate, when you donate online, a $10 donation can make all the difference for a family going through the fight, because it makes their journey a little bit easier. Every donation that we raise through Care-A-Thon stays in the community. So it's all local. It's all the kids who are treated at Nemours. And it ensures that the family is able to pay for all those non-medical expenses. You've got the insurance in most cases to pay for those bills that'll pile up. But think about all the times you got to go to the clinic. And when they treat people from Brunswick and Palm Coast and Gainesville who have to come day after day during treatment, week after week. And in most cases, a nuclear family, one parent has to give up the work because the kid needs so much attention. And usually there's more than one child as well. So think about all those expenses that you have, and they're just going to back up one after another because your sole focus is getting your kid through cancer and getting your kid through treatment. And that's where the donations come in. So you go to Publix and drop $100 like that. Child Cancer Fund can give a $100 gift card today to a family so that they have a couple of nights food and they don't have to worry about it. You want to get to treatment? Gate Gas, thank you, and Gate Petroleum with the gas cards gets them to and from treatment. You want to get away from treatment? Every fall, they send the kids to Camp Boggy Creek in Eustis, which is just a beautifully medical safe camp for the kids and the families to get away. And all the other little things, toys. Ronan wants to play with toys, right?
Yeah, of course,
so like $10 can pay for a ton of toys at the dollar store that the child life specialist can use to distract the kid from the needle stick and all the other really awful things that the oncologists and hematologists do to the kids. They're doing some really bad stuff to the kids. And that child life specialist can brighten their spirit and make it just a little less scary. And that's all funded through donations to the Child Cancer Fund.
You do a great job championing it and explaining it. But I think one of the things to reiterate, you mentioned those big numbers. I think on these kind of events, we hear big numbers. But it's important to say that $10 can make a difference, right? Because that's what the majority of people around here listening or whatever can maybe contribute and help and feel like they did something good tomorrow going into the weekend. And call that number, text that number. but it doesn't have to be to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars, like thankfully businesses do. And I keep seeing Duval Asphalt on there. They've been a longtime partner, I think, with Child Cancer Fund, right?
Yeah, and they actually were listening to the first Care-A-Thon, and they jumped into the pool then, and they've been the presenting sponsor ever since. It's a great point that you raised, because we do have businesses that are our partners. Duval Asphalt is one of them, Paul Davis Restoration, Fair and Fair, so many others. They put forward big money and challenges. So if you listen at any point tomorrow, Friday, between 5 a.m. and 6 p.m., throughout the day, you will hear us talking about a company stepping up to match your donation. So to your point, Brent, $10 will be doubled because of that hourly sponsor.
Yeah.
So tune in and listen, but here's the secret. We have sponsors throughout every hour. So no matter when you donate through the day tomorrow, whatever it is going to be doubled.
It's usually magnified. Yeah.
And in that last hour of our broadcast at 5 p.m., we've got something that we've never done before. So there's a little teaser. You might need to listen in the 5 p.m. hour.
You got me locked in.
We're going to make your money go even further.
Okay.
But that $10 can become $20 instantly, and that $20 is put to use, and that all stays here. That doesn't go anywhere else. And I think it's a really important distinction, just again, to say this is not treating the tumor. This is not research. And I know we're generous people. We want to give to a lot of different causes. Other than your church, where you can see the building, you can see the growth, other local charitable endeavors, the J Fund supports the same families as Child Cancer Fund.
Yeah.
There's so much partnership
there,
that
right?
happens
Yes.
with them.
That's cool. Mm-hmm.
There are very few organizations, especially in the cancer arena, where you can literally see, Dreams Come True probably would be the only one, where you can see where your donation will benefit someone tomorrow. So this is not going to treat the tumor. This is going to treat the family. This is going to make the journey just a little bit easier. So $10 does make it easier.
Yeah.
And I spent $4 on the iced coffee behind me. So if I give that up a couple of times this week, there's my $10.
Absolutely.
And like I'm always blown away because I've answered the phones before and everything. I probably wrote down sometimes the wrong numbers that they donated because I'm not the best in terms of my penmanship, so that there's some issues there. But
you're to blame for all that.
Hopefully, yeah. That's sorry about that, Rich. Yeah, but
to type it in.
Yeah, but like obviously we talk about these kids that are going through the treatment. I mean, as resilient as they come, but also you meet these families with other children, and you talk about these other children. I mean, they're going to school. They're trying to be kids as well, right? And they're trying to have their lives, right? And they're having to come back and forth to the hospital. So, it takes a village, especially when you talk about trying to get a kid through such a horrible thing like cancer and everything. But, this money, I've seen it firsthand, and I've seen people speak on it where it helps the other kids out as well. It helps that brother or sister who has to go to school still, who's trying to support their sibling who's in the hospital, but has to be a kid themselves. And that's what it's all about, I feel like.
It's about keeping the family together.
Yeah,
It's all of the little things that we go through every day in our lives that we probably take for granted. When you throw a cancer diagnosis on the table, everything stops. I was just talking to a mom the other day, and she's been donating for years. She lived in Brunswick, and she would drive down to Nemours to treat her son. This was years ago, and they were newly married and didn't have a lot of money. She let her car insurance lapse. She got stopped by a cop, and she didn't have insurance. And thankfully, the officer let her go. She told her story. They were going to treatment. By the time she was a mess when she got to treatment, and she was talking to the Nemours staff in oncology. And by the time that treatment was over, the Child Cancer Fund had paid for the remainder of her car insurance for that year.
Wow.
Months and months and months of hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
She just didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because nothing else mattered in that moment.
It's priorities.
And to your point on siblings, Child Cancer Fund will fund psychosocial services for the kid and the siblings as well. So there's a music therapy every time they go to clinic, and music therapy can just help take away some of the worries, can open up a little bit more for the child so that they can talk about what they're missing out on when they're going through it. Horse therapy. Would you believe at Nemours there's a barn right on the St. Johns River?
How about that?
Because they do horse and dog therapy right there.
Yeah.
And there's an art therapy program, and of course talk therapy. So it's all that wraparound stuff that helps the family, that helps mom and dad, and that helps the other siblings.
Yeah, very profound. So tomorrow and Saturday,
yes, sir.
Child Cancer Fund Care-A-Thon right here in our building. So good luck with that. It also puts backup quarterback talk in perspective
A little bit,
here on the show. But he is a Lions fan. I'm sure he's not talking about backup quarterbacks in Detroit.
No, well, hopefully not if Jared Goff has a good season and doesn't get injured. But it's like Jags, Lions, Jags. I mean, my hometown team, but I love me some Jags.
Yeah.
So
It's
I've enjoyed seeing the
It's a
last
good time
couple of
right
years.
now.
Yeah, we were at the Bills playoff game. It was an excellent game, and just a great season to be on the ride, and I can't wait for what lies ahead.
When I was going to tell you too much about the Lions, because every year the Lions legends reach out to me if I want to be a guest of honor in their suite, because I'm a former Lions player for like 3
You're
weeks.
a legend?
But for whatever reason, they keep on emailing me. Maybe I give them a good pub. It's free. So maybe that's what it is. But if you want to go, I can bring a +1. So if you want to go to a Lions game and be featured.
Yes, I would be your
let's go,
+1.
man. Let's go, man. I got
Please.
you.
Be a legend too.
I would love to do that.
You're about as close to a
Austin's
legend as
+1.
he is in Detroit.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. Real quick, the Delphonic in the chat saying he's going to pledge $100 tomorrow.
All right.
So already off to a good start.
Thank you.
In the chat.
Yeah, appreciate that, Delphonic.
And you're going to have some of the kids here tomorrow.
Yeah,
and what I've loved most about the
survivors,
Care-A-Thon is we've been able to see them grow.
Yeah.
We call them our Care-A-Thon kids
that's cool.
because we never let go of them, and I know you guys are going to support that. So thank you in advance for what you're going to do, and thanks to everyone out there. Again, no amount is too small. Text the word CMG, which is Cox Media Group, to the number 707070. If you do that right now, and if it comes up on the screen, if you do that now, it's going to kick back a link for you to donate online. You can do that right now if you want. So that $100, if you don't want to wait for tomorrow, go ahead and do it now.
Get going with it.
Yeah, but I will tell you, we'll double it tomorrow with our
maybe
sponsor.
hold
So you might want to wait.
Put an alarm on your phone.
There you go.
There you go. Right. I definitely do that. So we'll be pumping this up tomorrow and obviously trying to spread the word and help Rich and everyone else here at CMG raise a bunch of money for Child Cancer Fund tomorrow. So good luck with the event.
Thank you.
I know it's going to be great. And we'll take a peek at what you're doing. Maybe listen live to Rich tomorrow.
Would love it.
During the show.
Let's get it, man.
And if we do raise a big number, I would basically be willing to do just about anything. I know I said on the show last year I'd be willing to shave my head.
Yeah.
And if we did like $500,000, maybe I could shave Austin's dome.
Let's
How about the beard? Would we trim the beard? How about that?
Sounds like he's not willing.
You haven't seen the chin before, Rich. It ain't pretty, man. We got a scar down here and a scar down here. That's football
I just
for you.
said trim. I didn't say
I got you.
completely.
How about put Hamby in a Scottish twister?
Scottish twister, or put Brent in a beard.
Okay.
Make Brent grow a nice playoff beard. Yeah, that's shit to focus back to you.
Have you ever had a beard?
I've grown a beard before on vacation.
can
It's
see
not
that,
pretty.
Rich.
No.
It's not pretty.
I bet you got it in
like
you,
a
Rich.
10-day window, and then
Pretty
that's
much.
it.
Yeah.
I can't get past that.
Some squirrel told me that upstairs tomorrow there will be Mary Kay because they help with like pampering packages for the moms and like that.
Yeah.
They may dress me up somehow tomorrow.
Oh.
So if you want to have a look at that, that's gonna. I guess
If
the
you need
kids
any
are
tips
gonna.
on how to put makeup on, just let me know.
What's your color?
I'm
scheme?
your guy. That's for sure. Rich Jones, good luck tomorrow,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
Appreciate it. And we'll be obviously telling you a little bit more about it coming up tomorrow. All right, let's hit a break. Brent Austen.
Real quick, we got some, I'll tease it real quick. We got some breaking news that just happened where the panic button can kind of be put to rest a little bit, and we'll address that next. We come back here. Okay, or just put it up right now.
Well, all right.
It's all good, man. You showed Cole Van Lannon, so let's put it up right now. I tried to tease it and everything. You're supposed to take the rock and put it in the bucket, Stockton to Malone, but no, let's just Cole Van Lannon's coming back. There you go. There's a tease.
Good tease.
There we go. Yeah, he's back.
Who's reporting that?
Ian Rappaport. The Jaguars are getting healthy on offensive line. Cole Van Lannon is coming off the PUP list today, having passed his physical. He injured his knee week 18, and now he's set to return to the field.
So I always wonder, why couldn't they say that yesterday at the press conference?
Right? Gotta drag it out, man.
Why does Ian have to say it?
Because he's Ian Rappaport. You know why, Brent? Because he's got what? 2 million followers? 3 million followers?
Hey, one thing.
5.1 million followers.
If you want a quick peek inside Everbank and what it looks like, Olivia Tasley's there right now, so follow her on social media. Maybe they'll give us some more of that before the end of the show. Austin's conversation with Chris Rodriguez, and seriously, this is big news on Cole Van Lannon. On a beat-up offensive line, this is certainly trending in a good way, maybe for week one, but at least early in the season, hopefully with no setbacks. We'll hit a break, come back. Brent Austen Show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network.
When we say the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network is everywhere, we mean it. If you don't want to see our ugly faces and you just want to hear our takes, listen to the podcast. It's up 30 minutes after every live show. Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Google Play. It's really that simple. Just pull out your phone. I'm on Spotify, Action Sports Jacks. Every episode is right there, split into hour chunks, so you get exactly what you're looking for.
I think it would be a better chance that Branson Combs wins the weak side linebacker spot than Wyatt Milam wins the right guard spot. And that's more because Patrick McCurry has done more in the league.
Stupid take.
He's more.
Maybe you only have 15 minutes before the kids come home. You don't have time to listen to the full show. You're craving Jags content. the YouTube page is for you. We have a separate playlist called Brent and Austen Show Segments. It's Jags-only conversations right there every day. Subscribe, don't miss any Jags content. Action Sports Jags.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brent and Austen Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jax team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Action Sports Jax 24/7 is your home for high school football in the 904. Get ready for each week of action Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock with the Blitz Breakdown, talking everything high school football in the Jacksonville area. And when the lights get bright on Friday night, Action Sports Jax 24/7 is there with live broadcasts of our game of the week and the Friday night Zone Blitz, giving you live looks into the biggest games in the area and coverage lasting until midnight.
Here's the kick, the snap, the hold, the kick is blocked!
And they're going for the end zone, and they got a guy! Touchdown! And what?
Find these broadcasts available on YouTube, X, Facebook, and of course, ActionSportsJax.com. And the action doesn't stop there. Find even more high school football on the Action Sports Jax social channels with content posted throughout the week. When you're looking for the best high school football coverage in the 904, Action Sports Jax 24/7 is ready for the Blitz.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
There she is. Limited capacity, but still capacity nonetheless. Dude, I mean, I'm not going to lie. And this is, again, like, I have no pay grade in this. I didn't go to engineering school. It's like, I don't know how the whole thing's going to work in terms of, like, building this whole thing up and being ready, because right now it seems like, you know, they started their homework and everything of, like, their final project, and it feels like they got a lot more to do, obviously, and they have some time to do it. I just can't picture this right here in, I guess, a year and some change being what we've seen in the renderings. But obviously they'll get it done. I know they will. It's just, it's kind of hard to fathom right now a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's just, are the pools going to be there this year? Do we know? Yeah, pool's still there?
Let's see. This is a look from Liv, who has just got a full stadium tour. As you can see, the upper bowls, the seats are all out.
Mm-hmm.
They've been replaced by a big sponsor, whatever you want to call those.
Tarp?
Tarps is a great word for it, yep.
Mhm.
I didn't see the pools would have been at the very beginning of the video. Let's try one more time. Do we see them here? They'd be right there.
I don't know.
I don't see them.
You can't take the pools away. I mean, that's like Jacksonville too. That's their identity. That's the calling card.
Yeah.
Do you think, and I know we talked about this before a little bit, and I said that I wanted like a lazy river all around the stadium. Do you think the new stadium will have pools?
I think so.
Same pools? Wave pool?
No
water
wave
slides?
pool.
Oh, come on, man. Make it like a Carnival Cruise Lines. Let's go. It's Jacksonville, baby.
I just don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm going to be honest. I didn't think pools would happen in this stadium, and look where we were.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. Hamby, is your tummy feeling better? Mr. Hugo wants to know.
Bro, I gave that toilet everything it could have. Everything it was wanting.
Push us to the limit, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, speaking of giving everything that they can have, hopefully Cole Van Landen can do the exact same for this Jaguars offensive line.
What a segue.
Do we? Yeah, I'm here, man. I got you. Do we put the panic button away? Is it over?
I think the panic button has to retreat.
Wow. Way to jump the gun, Austin, on that one, right? Bring out Pitbull, bring out a panic button. We're not sure offensive line, and all of a sudden one Ian Rappaport retweet. Now all of a sudden we're feeling a little better about ourselves. What do you make of it, Hamby? Do you think this is a week one for sure? We got our, probably right tackle back now, or how's this going to transpire?
Yeah, so what do we have? We have 24 days until the season opener.
Yep. I want an Oklahoma Joe for him tomorrow.
Just to catch everybody else up, if you're just now hopping in, Rappaport just put out that the Jags are getting Cole Van Landen off of the PUP list today because he has passed his physical. So that's great news, first of all, just first and foremost, that it's happening now and not, in 2 weeks. I think that this puts him on schedule to start week one. You have 24 days until the season opener, 3+ weeks. I think I would be surprised if he's not out there for the first snap of the season. I really would. So I think it's huge. Maybe he doesn't participate at all this week, or maybe he gets in a couple of team practice drills. I don't know if they would put him in the joint practice against Tampa Bay.
Sure.
They do have 2 of those as of right now. So maybe they do one but not the other. Or maybe they just give him one series in the preseason. I don't know.
I mean, you feel like you have to see something.
You got it, but first and foremost, Austin, you just got to do some team drills against your own team.
Yeah.
So they might be extra cautious and say, we're not going to play you against an opposing team at all, and just worry about the team drills. But who knows?
Yeah.
It's great news either way.
Yeah, and unfortunate probably for the person who sent in the envelope game, because might be a little different now. I'm waiting until like the last minute to play that game with Brent in the envelope game.
Yeah, we did have some submissions.
Yeah.
Actually, we had one at 10:14 this morning.
Womp womp. I bet they didn't have Cole Van Landen on that.
No, they didn't. Josiah, if you are listening, and I know Josiah's a G, he always listens to our podcast on Spotify, which everyone can do.
Nice.
Anywhere you can do your podcast. He's a big podcast guy. I think he's
cool.
Works or can't listen during the live show.
Yeah. Now, obviously, can they find us anywhere? I mean, it's probably just on Spotify, right? Like we're pretty. Like
Spotify, Apple.
Oh, Apple? Okay.
Yeah.
Go
wherever
on.
you get your YouTube,
get your podcast. I think I heard right.
Yeah, YouTube.
Okay. Twitch? I'm still on Twitch?
Yep. Josiah did not, in fact, have CVL in his starting line.
Oh, I hate to see it, man.
So, an unfortunate...
Early bird misses out to Van Landen.
An unfortunate hour.
That old thing always goes. Yeah, that old adjective. Okay, so... And I agree with you, Hamby. I think, we're 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks out from preseason. Well,
3 weeks and change.
3 weeks and change from the Cleveland game. The fact that he passed the physical. Now, let's call a spade here, right? I think every team's physical and how you pass it is different.
Of course.
Ask the Baltimore Ravens when they try to get Max Crosby and everything, right? Like, every team is different, but Shad Khan said it. I think it. I think they have some of the best team doctors in the country. And I believe that if they say Cole Van Lanen is ready to go, well, Cole Van Lanen has passed his physical and the knee is fine, then I believe it. Now, there's passing a physical and then getting back to football shape. Like, yes, we've seen him on the sidelines, you know, in the heat and everything, doing his thing, throwing medicine balls, getting in his stance, going in and out, but that's the rehab work. To get in physical shape, to get in that physical conditioning and everything, to get acclimated once again for a full NFL season, that doesn't happen in 1 or 2 days. So I do think he'll be on schedule week 1 against Cleveland, but I'm also really curious, and I'm not sure if that's how we have practices, but like, I'm very curious to see like how these next couple of days, and this is kind of after the Carolina game really, but how next week's practices are going to be handled for Cole Van Lanen. Where do you just slowly work him in? Do you kind of throw him in the fire a little more? Like, I'm very curious to see. Like, we made it a giant habit of Travis Hunter's on offense, he's on defense. Here's the snap counts of everything. I'm very curious to see the snap count and what Cole Van Lanen's doing next week in training camp. So time will tell about that. Okay, so here's the next question. Assuming that Cole Van Lanen is back week 1 against Cleveland, is he back at the right tackle spot? Or is he back at the left tackle spot where he played last year? Jason Hamby.
Yeah, I think the answer is Cole Van Lanen will be at right tackle.
Okay.
I don't think I'm a big fan of this. I think I would like to see him go back to left for reasons I've stated. I don't have a lack of confidence in Anton, but it's just with or without Cole Van Lanen, you have a lot of question marks. And Anton at left tackle is a question mark. Anton at right tackle is not a question mark. So I would like to have at least one sure thing at the tackle spot. So I would like that to be Anton at the right tackle. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think Anton playing every single snap at left tackle over these last 3 weeks or whatever means that he's going back anytime soon. I don't know why you would do that. The Jags, here's the thing we have to remember is the Jags were not surprised that Cole Van Lanen just got off the pup.
Yes.
This is probably right on time for them. So if they always assume that Cole Van Lanen would be available for week 1, they wouldn't have played Anton these last 3 weeks every snap at left tackle. They would have split it up, kept him at right some.
Correct.
So it's got to be Cole Van Lanen at right and Anton sticking at the left.
Yeah, and I agree with you as well, right? Because Anton, at least from what I've seen at practice, now I don't necessarily know like the intricacies of that Saints practice, right? Chase Young had 6 sacks supposedly or whatever. I don't know how Anton Harrison looked in that game or in that practice, that joint practice. But from what I've seen, he looks pretty at home at left tackle. And I think he's excited to play left tackle. My concern is that if you move Cole Van Lanen back to left tackle, how Anton Harrison will take that. Especially a guy in a contract year who's slated to make some money. Well, he wants to play left tackle. And I get, either tackles make money, right? Like if you're one of the top tackles in the league, you can make a paycheck. Look at Juwan Taylor. Was right tackle, gets moved to left tackle in Kansas City, still makes a paycheck. But you get the feeling that Anton Harrison wants to play left tackle. And we don't really know what Cole Van Lanen wants to play. Like, guy can kind of do it all, right? And maybe he's more suited to play right tackle. So that'll kind of be the next storyline. And it's a good storyline to have, right? Like, okay, is Cole playing left or right? Well, at least he's back, right? So figure it as it goes. But that should be kind of like the next story now is, well, what side of the ball is he going to play on? I saw Daponic say this in terms of rumor with the torn ACL. That'd be a quick recovery. That was 7.5 months ago. We all hear things. I'll say this much, and I don't even know what's true and what's not true. Torn ACL, yeah, I feel like if you tear your ACL, you're kind of like, because remember the whole Buffalo game where we're watching him warm up, Hamby, and everyone was talking about this.
Yeah, that was.
And like, I was like, okay, well, it looks like he can't go, right? So,
but he wasn't totally. The fact that he was even trying to effort and play in the Buffalo game,
I don't think it was a torn. Yeah,
wouldn't that roll out a torn? If you're not even attempting to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would rule it out, but a slightly torn ACL is different. Because here's what people got to understand. Torn ACL is one thing. A partially torn ACL is another thing, right? Torn ACL, you're pretty much done. You have no stability. You're an offensive lineman. It's a lot of weight bearing. You're probably done. If it's slightly torn, well, then it's like, well, do you get surgery? Do you get PRP inject? Like, there's some things that you can do with a slightly torn or a partially torn. I forgot what the verbiage is. A partially torn ACL. So maybe that's what was going on, right? Maybe it's partially torn. They don't know, okay, should he get surgery? Should he not? You're kind of teeter-tottering back and forth. And you know what? Knowing this regime, we may never know what happened to Cole Van Lanen. But what we do know is that he passed the physical, seems to be back on the mend, and we'll take it. That's all that matters. Would the surgeries be different for a full year versus a part? Once again, Delphonic, and I am not a doctor by any means, but by my understanding, because I had a teammate, not from the NFL, but from fighting, that went through the exact same thing. If you have a partially torn ACL, you can still perform, train around it, and you won't need surgery.
Let me ask you this, and again, the answer might just be I don't know. If you have a partially torn ACL and you still get surgery, is that the same surgery as a fully torn ACL?
It's a great question, and I would assume like you're reattaching, right? Like, well, no, because I think it's different, Hamby, right? Where if you tear your ACL, you fully tear your ACL. You know, they call it a cadaver, I think, right? Where you can take somebody else's ACL and then it's stronger, right? So then you put it in your knee, and then that's the rehab process. With a partially torn ACL, it's not necessarily taking a brand new ACL tendon and putting it back in your knee, and now it's just taking what you have, cleaning everything up, whatever. I think you stitch it back together, and you're good to go. So that's the difference.
The world may never know.
Hey, the world may never know. Also saw in some comments here, Jeff Lageman saying, I guess, that Ezra told him. This is Jeff Lageman reporting. I forgot. I can't see in the comments right now, but I saw it.
I doubt it.
That he prefers right tackle to left tackle. Is what Jeff Lageman said. Not buying that, Hamby?
You're saying that happened in the chat?
I just saw somebody in the chat say that Jeff Lageman reported that, unless they deleted it, but I saw it for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've heard things as well, and I heard it's gonna be right tackle. So time will tell, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good news nonetheless, and the panic button is now it's doing the thing that the Simpsons dude did, where he retreats into the shrubbery.
Well, we're gonna take it out of the cart, right? We're gonna take it out of the cart. We're gonna put it back on the bench. Log said Cole Van Lanen told him he feels better at right tackle. Yes. Okay. Let's take it out of the cart. It's still going to be there. We still have Pitbull. But 8:20 of 26 on a Thursday, I feel a lot better than I did a couple days ago.
Okay, good.
We good?
Yep.
All right, we're good. Yeah, panic's gone, everybody. Duval TV. Hey, welcome back to normalcy, if you will. Leave the panic buttons for the Titans. Leave the panic buttons for Tyler Warren's groin tear or groin strain.
Oh, they think he'll be fine.
And leave the panic button for the Houston Texans.
I like it.
Well, Cole Van Lanen venturing back. Hopefully he'll be able to kind of shore up that run game a little bit, right? Yes. Maybe add a little more physicality. And when you're talking about a run game and physicality, does anybody else come to mind set aside from Chris Rodriguez Jr.?
No, sir.
I mean, really, to me, it was the start of camp. Was seeing him and Caleb Bransaw. Meeting Caleb Bransaw on the whole, if you will, and welcoming him to the NFL. I caught up with Chris Rodriguez yesterday at practice. Kind of had to throw an audible, Hamby. I was supposed to go with Regis, Albert Regis. Was out with an undisclosed injury, obviously, as is kind of tradition now, it seems like, in Jaguars training camp, where you have no idea what's going on. But he was out, so called the audible, got Chris Rodriguez. And, this is a guy who I think is expected to contribute a lot in this run game. I think he truly is the mentality that you want out of a running back in this Liam Cohen offense. And I thought he shared some things about being a receiving running back, what that may look like, and some other stuff. So we got the interview ready, Hamby?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's pull it up.
Last time I felt like we kind of got off to a slow start, myself included. Today was a better day for not only me, but the rest of the offense. A few things to work on. We'll watch film and get it corrected. Me, I feel like I'm still getting back into that football shape, which, it'll come with it, come with the reps and come with practice, and we're just going to keep working.
With your running style, how helpful is it to have maybe some of these practices where you can bounce around a little bit?
Yeah, man, it's very helpful for me in my game. But, at the end of the day, it's different from tackling. Yeah. When you got to tackle, it's a different story than thud. But, it always feels good to get back in it and feel that contact. And, like I said, just going to keep building off of what I've been doing.
Got a little chippy a couple times. Does that get the juices flowing a little bit?
Yeah, of course, man, of course. I mean, running back room, we kind of we take care of each other. One of our mottos for the team is Jags picking up Jags. So if somebody's out there and whatever's going on out there, and we don't want to be that group that's sitting back just letting it happen, especially when there's 2 or 3 more guys on one of our guys. We're gonna go over and not really necessarily fight, but break it up or help our teammate out the best we can.
Do you have a feel for yet how the rotation may work with you guys? Even an early guess? I mean, no, you just
not at all. I feel like right now coach is just putting us in the best position. If there's something that we can work on, then that'll be us. So, like Q, for instance, he was a great third down back, and we're all trying to step up and fill that role. For me, it's been a lot of different nuances in the blitz pickup. It's a different type of system than I was used to back in Washington, but getting a feel for it, and everything's becoming easier for me.
Jamari had a really good preseason game.
Yes, sir.
What do you like to see out of that guy?
Bro, I think I told him, bro, you're way ahead of me than I was my rookie year. Just keep building, keep stacking those days, man, and all you can ask for is an opportunity. My rookie year, I got the opportunity to go out and do a little bit, not too much, but he's getting more of an opportunity than I did my rookie year, and I love to see it from him. He smart cat, he knows what he's doing, works hard every day, and when he gets out on the grass, it shows.
When you talk about this system with Liam Cohen, in the past he's shown he likes to have a running back that can also catch the football.
Yeah.
In Washington, you had a couple catches, but not too many. Is that something you're really trying to emphasize here in Jacksonville, is being able to catch the ball a little more, show you more than just a guy that can run between the tackles?
Yeah, of course. I mean, every offseason, that's been a work on for me. And when I was in Kentucky with Liam, I had a few catches. We had a third down back that was doing more out of the backfield, but I feel like Liam knows, and building that trust every day. And, if I'm in the position to make those plays, make those catches, then that'll be it. But right now, just continue to build and stack.
Well, and you mentioned your rookie year, too, of kind of what you learned. I mean, you're a guy who came into the league, you got released a couple of times, then got brought back on in Washington, and now you're here in Jacksonville with the starting spot. What was that process like from learning, you get let go a little bit, then you get brought on? What was that whole process like?
Man, you go through stuff every day, That was just another thing for me, and I knew it wasn't going to be the end of my future, It was tough, but at the end of the day, I had a good team around me, my father, my agent, and we knew it wasn't going to be the end. But yeah, man, it was tough, but you build off of it. You get let go and you think, oh man, is this the end? Nah, man, it's just play football, do what I do, and continue to just stack every day, man. Treat every day like I'm a starter, whether I am or not, and good things will happen.
I got one more question for you. What's more physically demanding, this joint practice today in this heat, or getting the ball 50 times in high school, toting that rock?
Bro. Well, first off, I was in Georgia, McDonough, Georgia, which, it's hot, but out here, bro, you get the ball out here, 3 plays, you're gassed, especially with the humidity and all that. My high school coach, he was like, bro, he told me before that game, you're going to get the ball a lot. So I knew it was coming. Out here, you get 2 or 3 reps in a row, and you're like, bro, it's tough. But definitely nothing compares to the speed and the physicality to being out here on the grass.
I want to o'clock kick for the opener, man.
Yeah.
Here.
I'll be there.
It's gonna be hotter.
Oh, trust me, I know. I've been talking to my wife, like, you might need to stay at home with the baby. I don't know if, because we don't have the club access this year, I don't know, with them redoing the stadium. But yeah, I told her, like, yeah, it's going to be hot, so let's continue to try to stay in the heat, especially with the baby, and we'll see how it goes.
Is this going to be like the first preseason in your career where you're not sure if you're going to be getting reps in the preseason games?
Yeah, actually. Well, actually, no, I take that back. 2 years ago, I didn't know if I was going to get reps either. Towards the end of the game, I did get a little bit of reps. The coaches have a plan, and I'm just sticking to it. Whatever they say, if they say, hey, you're playing this game against Tampa, I'll be ready to play.
Now, Chris, if it was up to you, though, because obviously you guy that loves contact and everything, do you feel like you get as much as you need out here when you guys don't go to the ground, or would you want to get some contacts of live reps where you feel what a true hit feels like?
Yeah, I mean, first off, we threat against our defense, which is top tier. If you really look at the game of football, most of it's mental, So you can get that physicality, but we've been physical since we were super young. So working on that mental aspect and finding the right reads, or if it's in pass pro, just doing that helps a bunch.
Can we get Chris Rodriguez's family a cold tub so his daughter can chill in that for a while, man? Come on, dude. Like, you got to have the family there, like, week one? What are we talking about? Hopefully they can figure out something for Chris Rodriguez's family and his daughter. But
speaking of the cold tub and the new stadium, the pools will be remaining a part of the Jaguars renovated stadium.
Okay.
The pools are staying.
Pools are staying, or pools are going to be upgraded?
All I got is the pools will remain part of the Jaguars renovated stadium per team president Mark Lamping.
Featuring a waterfall from the Lion King. Hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, dude, come on. Like, it's a new stadium. Open it up in style. Put a waterfall in there. Do something crazy, right? Like, it's a new stadium. It's exciting. Waterfall it. Waterfall it, lazy river on the stadium, or a wave pool. One of those three. I vote waterfall, but we'll see. I thought it was really telling, though. Like, do you think we could see Chris Rodriguez in more of like a receiving back role? Or do you think, I mean, kind of what we all feel is like, okay, it's
no,
yeah.
No, I really
You don't think? Okay.
No, the guy's got 6 career catches in 3 years. I mean, that's going to be LeQuint's game, and if it's not LeQuint, I want it to be Tootin.
No, for sure, I hear you. But keep in mind what we're talking about, though. We're talking about he wasn't, and he mentioned this in college. He caught the ball a little bit. Liam Cohen knows that. He's in Washington. He's not required to be that guy, but you think in this offense with Liam Cohen, like, does Liam Cohen want to get him the ball a little more in space and make him more of a receiving back? I mean being capable and not being able to showcase your skills due to a scheme last year in Washington are two different things.
No, I understand. I understand that.
Yeah.
Does Liam want to give him a couple more catches?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think if Liam chalks up, X amount of, and he's not going to do this, but if he were to, X amount of passes caught by running backs, I would say it would pretty much be 50% LeQuint, 40% Tootin, and 10% Chris Rodriguez.
Okay. But see, and I don't have the percentages in front of me, what I think it's going to be. And I've said it firsthand, like, we haven't seen him catch the ball in the NFL a lot. But a part of me wants to believe in this offense, and Liam Cohen knows who Chris Rodriguez was from college. I think he can see some more receptions. Like, I think if you can make Chris Rodriguez even just a minor threat as a receiver,
it's going to help you.
That's going to open up your entire game. Because right now as a defensive coordinator, if I'm just like stat watching and box score watching, okay, he's had 6 career receptions in the NFL. All right, when Chris Rodriguez is on the field, everybody, we're going all out and stop the run. I'm not worried about the pass whatsoever. But if you can kind of throw that wrinkle in there, whether it's a screen or whether it's like a little wheel route kind of thing, and keep defenses honest, well, now it's being a little more dynamic. So I don't have a great feel for this quite yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're a fantasy football player, and yeah, we think he's going to be, a goal line vulture, if you will, in terms of that. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're sitting here in December talking about, wow, who saw the Chris Rodriguez receptions coming in those half-point and full-point PPR leagues?
Yeah, I hope he has like 10.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, that would be a lot for him.
Well, let's go and set it. Give me the number for Chris Rodriguez receptions this year, Hammy. What do you got?
I think the number should be 6.5.
But I'm saying for you, what do you think?
Oh, how many do I think he's going to have? I'll say 8.
On the career.
8 this year. I would be pleased with that.
Oh, dude.
He's at 6 in 3 years.
That's fine. It's a different offense, different play
I
caller.
understand.
13.
Okay. I mean, I'm all for it. Give me 13, and I think that might be a little low.
Like, I think this guy can do it all. We'll see. We will see. Real quick, before we head out here.
Yes.
I may have gotten the best compliment ever yesterday at practice.
Really?
In terms of my radio prowess. Yep.
Wow.
So, out there watching practice, not going to say, and Chandler knows where I'm going with this, but I'm not going to say who the person was just to protect their identity.
Okay.
But a member of the Jaguars organization yesterday comes up to me. He goes, Austin, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, doing good and everything. Hey, I listened to your show, and I go, uh-oh, because, panic buttons and everything and all that. And I go, oh, do you? Like, and I kind of just leave it open, and I'm like, oh, do you? He's like, yeah, man. You know what I like about you? And I go,
oh, no.
What's that? And he goes, even when you got something bad to say or negative to say, you aren't afraid to put your balls on the table.
Wow.
And you've always done that, huh? I go, yeah.
Wow.
And he goes, yeah. Respect for putting your balls on the table. And I'm like, all right, man, appreciate it. And then he's like, oh, so you got any aspirations to, do something, take it as far as you can go? And I go, well, to be honest with you, man, I like Jacksonville. I like not having to wear a suit and a tie and being told what to do by people I don't know. And he goes, and then he kind of points to what he's wearing, which is, spoiler alert, what I'm wearing, shorts and a T-shirt. He goes, hey, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
And I go, thank you, sir. And he goes, keep putting those balls on the table. I go, okay. Gosh. All right, you got it, man. I didn't dude, you hear balls on the table? I think of like mafia movies.
I haven't heard that in forever.
It's been a long time, right? Kind of a little bit of a throwback. But, dude, I was worried because I'm like, oh, where this is going? And then he's like, oh, no, it was his respect. So,
yeah.
And real quick, I'll tell you right now, it was not Tony Baselli. I'm not going to say who it was, but it was not Tony Baselli. And Duval 23, Austin's way too high on C-Rod. I mean, okay. We'll see, man. I think he's going to be a big part of this offense if he stays healthy. I'm telling you now, it wasn't Tony Baselli. That's all I'm going to say. It was not Tony Baselli. Take that for how you want. Hamby, you here tomorrow? Is your tummy going to feel okay? What are we talking about?
Bruh. Yeah, I'll be here.
Be here tomorrow? All right. We got Brent tomorrow?
Yes, we do.
All right. I think I'll be here tomorrow. We're going to have a foot in the parking lot. It's Friday, but hey, we'll still have some fun.
We can have a foot in the parking lot after the Care-A-Thon.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, dude, what are we talking about? We got to focus tomorrow on the Care-A-Thon, man. It's going down. You answering phones?
I am not answering
Dude,
phones.
I'm telling you right now, a little pro tip for you, Hamby. If you answer the phones and you have the receipt in front of you, what to write down, make it clear and legible. Because, dude, I messed it up like 3 times, and I felt so bad because, like, the sweet old lady was like, I can't read this. I'm like, yeah, I can't read it either. I don't know what that says. You may have lost some money, but it's all good. We'll clean up this season. Countdown to kickoff.
That's right.
7 o'clock on Friday. Live at Ring Stadium. Hamby going to be producing that?
Yes, I will.
Can't wait to see that. I'll be doing my pregame show as well.
Tell them.
Do we think the ones are playing?
No.
Not at all.
Maybe a few, but I'm leaning no.
Okay. I'm going to lean we'll see.
Oh.
All right. For Chandler having to come in off the bench, push the right buttons for a bit, Jason Hamby. Glad you're feeling better. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane. Rich Jones, thanks for stopping by. I'm Austen Lane. Stay safe, stay casual. We'll check you out tomorrow. Peace.
Attention Jacksonville drivers. We heard you loud and clear. You told us oil changes were taking too long, and we listened. That's why we're proud to introduce our brand new Nimnik Express service. We've added additional staff so you can get your oil changed without ever having to book an appointment. Just pull into our express lane and we'll take care of it. In the neighborhood, running errands, just realized you're overdue, just stop on in. No appointments, pull in, get out, get going. Nobody but Nimnik.
No one does it better plays harder, or delivers more sports than CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. The only local, multi-platform, round-the-clock streaming sports show in Jacksonville.
Yeah, thanks, Brent and Austin. I really appreciate you having me on.
From high school football, college game days, the AFC,
wide open, caught for a touchdown.
The NFC,
he gets there, touchdown, Seattle.
The PGA,
unbelievable.
World Cup soccer, NASCAR,
Denny Hamlin, big-time victory in Nashville.
Baseball,
ball deep center, up it's going back, the ball is going long.
Local Jag shows.
You feel the energy in here? There should be energy. Jags are in the middle of a playoff race.
And of course, your official stations of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lloyd, pick six, breaks a tackle, touchdown Jacksonville.
We have all the sports, the exclusive interviews.
We got the best fans in the NFL.
The biggest games, the live events to help make your business soar. So hold on and see why live sports is where you need to be. On CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. Get in the game.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at